Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Yegi here. For this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about brown eyelashes. So a lot of you have been asking what if somebody has really blonde or light eyelashes and what can we use for them? Is there something that could look more natural? So the answer is, of course, yes. Now there is. So there are brown eyelashes. These only come in classic style because usually people who want brown eyelashes, they want it more natural. So we only make them in the classic style. Okay. They come in mixed trays, 9 through 14. We have them in C curl and D curl, which are the most common curls. So a C curl is usually a little bit more common because it's an average curl, it's not too curly, and a D curl is more on the curlier side, which we use both tape and the under eye patch to make sure we hold down the bottom eyelashes really well. Just make sure when you're removing the tape, you take your time and you remove it layer by layer, just to make sure you're not going to damage the client's natural bottom eyelashes. Don't just pull the whole thing off together and don't pull it quickly. We want to be very gentle in the eye area. It is a sensitive area. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the primer to prime the client's eyelashes, and the purpose of the primer is to make sure that the glue sticks as good as it can and for it to remove any little makeup residue or natural body oils the client may have. We are also going to use the Yegi Mega Hold Glue. We will link the products below. For her, we're going to do the cat eye shape, which means the outer corners are going to be longer compared to the inner corners. And we're going to use links 10, 12, and 14. So starting with 10 in the inner corners, 12 in the center, and then 14 in the outer corners. We basically divided the eyelashes into three equal sections with that marker. So that's what the two lines that you're seeing there. So we'll do 10, 12, and 14 going in that order. Now, since this is the classic style, that means we're only putting one eyelash extension on top of one natural eyelash. And for those of you who don't know the difference between classic, volume, and hybrid, so that's basically what it is. Classic, you get one extension per natural eyelash. Volume, you get a few extensions on one natural eyelash, and hybrid is in between. So some eyelashes have one extension and some have a few. Now, the next thing is really important. Sometimes when you're going too quickly, as you can see in the video, you can kind of move eyelashes out of the way and apply an extension on one natural eyelash, but try not to do that. Try to isolate really carefully and have the natural eyelash in between the tweezers like you're seeing right here, and you can open them a little bit wider too so you can really see the natural eyelash, so the chances of the baby hairs or anything sticking to it is way less likely, because like I said, the cleaner you do it, the longer they last, the better they last, and of course the better and healthier for the client's natural eyelashes. And sometimes people ask where to place the eyelashes. You can place them on top, below, on the side. As long as it's bonded and attached nicely on the natural eyelash, it doesn't matter. We are jumping around the eye to allow the extensions to dry in one area before placing another one next to it. Usually the glue does dry within 1 second. This Mega Hold Glue is really strong and fast drying, but it is still good to jump around the eye just to, make sure. And another reason why I like jumping around the eye is because if I run out of time, for example, and the client has to go or my next client is here, then it's going to be evenly distributed and I'm going to put as much ever as I can compared to only having a bunch in one area, then running out of time and then having like a bald spot. So that's also why I like to jump around in the eye, and your goal is to actually get it on every single eyelash ultimately, but in the beginning when you're starting, sometimes that's hard and it's okay, so that's why you should jump around the eye to avoid having any areas that don't have any extensions on them. Every time you glue an extension on top of a natural eyelash, if it's not sticking like this one and it keeps kind of coming off and then we're retrying, that's not a good sign because the glue's probably already drying. Instead, you want to throw away that eyelash and grab a new one and dip it in the glue, because like I said, even if layers of glue is drying on that extension, it's not going to last that long on the natural lash. In 2019, I will also be going all over the United States to teach classes. There is a schedule online if you are interested. It's a certification course, and you do learn everything you need to know in a small group setting. Yeah, all that good stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, call us, text us, ask us, comment, or just look at the link below. And what we noticed after working with these brown eyelashes, they are a little bit curlier than a regular C and a D. So if your clients usually like pretty natural look, you want to go with maybe a B curl instead of a C curl compared to the C or D curl, because they are a little bit on the curlier side. We are also using 2 curved tweezers for this set. Normally, I recommend the straight tweezer for the classic eyelashes. It is a little bit easier to control, but some people also like using curved tweezers, and we're demonstrating this one with the F1 tweezer on the right hand, which is the dominant hand, and then the Y5 tweezer on the left hand. And we'll link all the products below if you're curious, but usually straight tweezers work well with classic sets. Now the last thing we're going to do is go ahead and brush them, make sure everything's sitting as straight as possible, and dry them for a good 1 minute. And there you go, that's the final look. And if you really look closely in the center, you see one eyelash is kind of going in the wrong direction. Usually if you brush them, they sit right, but if anything was glued on not perfectly, that's the time where you can remove it and add in. This looks a little long on her if I really pay attention, so next time I would lower my numbers to 9, 10, and 12 instead of going all the way to 14.